Why be more creative at what you do in education? Why? To help students, I heard that, sure. So it's almost like when I speak to so many different corporations, it's the bottom line. That's your bottom line, is to help students, right? To help them grow, to help them to understand. Why else? Yes, it does. Wouldn't you agree with me that people want to work with, they want to study with, they want to be associated with people who seem to enjoy what they do for a living? That was pathetic. See, there are going to be some tests throughout my portion, and you just failed miserably. Let's try that again. Here's how it's supposed to sound. Wouldn't you agree? Absolutely. I think the #1 reason, and so many people in that dialogue that I just saw said it in one way or another, it's to have fun. Because look, having fun is contagious, isn't it? Let me ask you in another way. How many of you, there are no prizes, but thank you for that, absolutely. I heard that. That's great. How many of you have been doing what you do, not necessarily for the same school or institution, how many of you have been doing what you do for longer than 5 years? Look around. 10 years? 15 years? 20 years? 25 years? Why are you all still here? 25 years or more. Would you agree with me that the world of academia has changed a little bit in the last 25 years? Absolutely. Yeah. Never mind the last 25 minutes you've been sitting in the room, right? Things are changing so rapidly at what you do, I can't think of a better reason to color outside the lines. You know, introduction of 2007 and now Vista and everything else you're going through. You've got to start coloring outside the lines, being more creative. There was a study done, 1988, SMU Business School in Dallas, Texas, and they studied change in major industries and professions in the United States and Canada. Now, 1988, for some people in the room, I know, especially the blue shirts, this was a lifetime ago, right? But there's others of us in the room who remember it well. Now, in 1988, and I had to, when I'm doing my homework, I had to put everything together. Education, IT, so everything you do sort of put together. On average, here's what I found. If you were in this profession in 1988, you went through a major change in the way you did what you do every 3 years. It meant that in 1988, it would be a 3-year cycle, something was bound to change. Guess what? They redid the study now just over a year ago for the 3rd time, and they found that 3 years in your profession has been reduced to 11 months. 11 months. I want you to get some perspective. Next to healthcare, which is the fastest changing industry in the United States and Canada, you are almost #2 based on technology and education. That's incredible. That means that before you get together at this conference next year, something you're doing that you think is standard practice is going to change drastically in the next 11 months. I can't think of a better reason to color outside the lines. I've got another challenge for you. When you leave here and you finally get home, wherever home is, I want you to try something. Get into your cars at the airport and drive home only looking in your rearview mirrors. Obviously, a lot of you have never been to Pittsburgh. We do this all the time, right? No, you couldn't do it, right? But I'm going to beat you up a little bit. I find so many educators, and I speak at every level in education, I have to tell you, I find so many people who still get into the proverbial cars every single day. It can be your classroom, your office. It doesn't matter where you do what you do. But what do? We approach what we're doing only looking in our rearview mirrors to see how it's always been done before. Great saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.